of the best sparring sessions ever recorded was between Terence Bud Crawford and Carlos Adames. Yeah, that's right. And as you look at where both guys are at in their careers today, Terence Crawford is going to the biggest fight of his career and one of the biggest fights in boxing in decades with Errol Spence Jr. And Carlos Adames, he finds himself right there at a world title shot against Jamal Charlo or whatever happens at the middleweight division. Carlos Adames is now regarded as the most feared man in boxing. But they had a sparring session, a legendary sparring session that happened some years ago. But Carlos Adames gave his thoughts on Spence versus Crawford. Check it out.
I asked him about his famous sparring session with Terence Crawford and with Terence Crawford going to fight Errol Spence. And, he said that he goes with Terence Crawford, not because he sparred him or anything like that, but that's just the way he is. He says that Terence Crawford has qualities that Errol Spence doesn't have, but he doesn't have nothing negative to say about Errol Spence. He respects Errol Spence. It's just that Terence Crawford is one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport.
Get the name.
Wow. So Carlos Adames says Terence Crawford has qualities that Errol Spence just doesn't have. And I think those qualities are quite obvious when we look at the two fighters. He said his pick isn't because of the sparring session that they had, years ago. It's just because Crawford is pretty much the greatest fighter, one of the greatest fighters that ever lived. And that's pretty interesting. As we see here is a clip from the sparring session. And for those of you who haven't seen it, I believe this is probably one of the last rounds of the session. Now, Terence Crawford, prior to him getting in there with Carlos Adames, he was sparring somebody else. I believe they went, I forgot how many rounds it was. But this is the second opponent, and the second guy is none other than Carlos Adames. Now, Carlos Adames is a bigger fighter, and they always say, Crawford always say he always spars mostly bigger guys, right? When he's preparing for a fight, most of the time he's sparring bigger dudes. And Carlos Adames is a bigger guy. This was some time ago. I believe Crawford was still just entering 147, if I'm not mistaken, or he already fought Jeff Horn. Can't remember exactly the timeline, but Crawford, it doesn't necessarily seem like size is a huge factor for the guy.
Shit about to get different. Hard work.
Good work. Yes, Crawford's in tremendous shape. Real good work. Look at him showboating. Good shot. Really good bullet. Crawford don't mind taking what he gives, I'll tell you that. Ooh. The ball pushing the bigger man back. Looks like a real. fight both stances. Bud, get busy, man.
Body shot. Body shot.
Really good work.
Timekeeper 130.
Terence Crawford sparring Carlos Adames. This is something that happened some time ago. Really, really good session. This ain't the full video, but yeah, we saw it. Good work, man. Now, will size be a factor? I don't know. Terence Crawford seems to be able to handle himself against bigger men. Carlos Adames, of course, is bigger today than he was yesterday, and so is Terence Bud Crawford. But you heard it. Carlos Adames himself say Terence Crawford, he just believes he has things that Spence doesn't have. Will size be the key for this fight? It seemed like size is one of the main factors that people that's picking Spence to win, they seem to really be banking on the size difference between the two guys. I'm not quite sure if that's going to be the factor here, but hey, Terence Bud Crawford just had a legendary sparring session, one of the best sparring sessions ever recorded. Go check out the full video. It's on YouTube somewhere. That was just a clip of it. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.